Hey, what's going on, guys? It's a delayed day 3. Had some stuff happen, but it's been about I think 4 days since I've been in. Um, Not great, but shit happens. You can see I got a little haircut, got a little treated. You know what I'm saying? But that also means I couldn't kind of wash my hair for like 48 to 72 hours because I kind of had to let the chemicals sit in. And then after I got the haircut, I think I caught something. I got a little bit woozy for the next day, for like the next 2 days, a little nauseous. I just couldn't put down any protein, so I had to have some carbs. It was just a bad time. Combined with it started snowing like a lot, right? Like, of course, it's all kind of melted away in the last day, but no, dude, it's super cold over here. I mean, at night it gets to be like almost 0 degrees. During the day it's 7, 8 below freezing, so shit's pretty crazy. But that also means that my schedule is super delayed now, because I used to be Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday off, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday off. But now, everything is pushed back by like 3-4 days. So my schedule is gonna be, I think, what is it? Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, rest Saturday. I think is gonna be the correct play for me. It's not ideal, but it actually kind of works because I'm actually starting my classes again. So having Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, having Wednesday be an off day and Saturday be an off day would be nice, because Wednesday is the middle of the week. If there's anything I couldn't get done, I have a full day to really focus and finish it. And most of my stuff is going to be due on a Sunday, so Saturday, if anything is last minute, I can still fix it. So technically not too shabby, but yeah, I just got to get back into it. So today's going to be push day. Not really sure how I'm going to feel. I've been feeling a little weak and woozy, so I'm not going to try to go too hard, right? I'm just going to try to get the reps in. Not going to go too heavy. More about reps, more about, long length partials, getting the stimuli. And I'm also going to start I'm going to start doing cardio every single day, even on gym days, but, just for a lot less time, maybe say 15-20 minutes. Kind of depends on how many calories I burn, just lifting weights. Sometimes it's 250, sometimes it's 350. If I do some stuff where my heart rate gets elevated for a long time, like a complex or something, then it could be as high as like 450, 550, 650, right? But I think I have my biometric band, my whoop. I'm going to use that as a indicator as to how many calories I'm down, and then I'll supplement cardio to make up for that 500. And I think it's also nice because after doing cardio, at least for me, the body just feels a little bit different. I feel like I'm able to get better rest because I think of the way that I do steady state cardio, which is not really steady state, right? If you think about it, I do an incline of 10 degrees. I walk about 3 miles, a little bit faster sometimes, but 3 miles per hour is the slowest. And I go at it until, I meet whatever goal I set for myself, right? On off days, it's at least 50 minutes, but no more than 60. That means I can make at least, at my body weight, 550 calories over 50 minutes, and about like almost 600. If I hit 60 minutes with a little bit of like warm down, right, I can hit it almost 600. But I think because I walk at an incline, right, my heart rate goes from zone 1 to zone 2, and it pauses at zone 2 for a while, and then it goes zone 3, and it sometimes climbs to zone 4 for a little bit, right, for like a minute or two. And I think having that heart rate variability, right, HRV, during the day means that my HRV at night sleeping is gonna be also higher, right? So why do you want it higher? People talk about endurance athletes and their heart rates being lower, like Lance Armstrong has like a 46 BPM heartbeat at rest. It's like, oh my gosh, like mine's only at like 62. Oh my god, right? That's just your resting heart rate. Heart rate variability it's like your car, right? At 0, it's your resting heart rate, right? For me, it's about 63. And when you rev it all the way up, right, you're going as fast as you can quickly, boom, that's the heart rate variability, right? From your lowest point to the highest point that you can hit, right? Almost like a VO2 max, but it doesn't really care about your lung capacity. It just cares about your BPM. So having activities that vary greatly in, your resting to your working heart rate, it really kind of conditions your respiratory system, your cardiovascular system. Now, of course, please fact check me. All my information is maybe a little bit outdated because it's from like 10, 9, 8 years ago. So maybe new studies, new analyses, new metadata has come out that proves me wrong. But I think generally that's how it's supposed to work, and that's how it feels, at least to me. So on cardio days, man, I'm like tired. Like I'm tired, but when I go to bed and I wake up, it's like I'm getting the full battery recharge. Right? I'm going from 0 to 100 fully, right? Because sometimes if I don't go to cardio, right? If I don't even go to the gym, like I might go to sleep with 35 or 25 or 20% battery, and I'll get charged up to, it feels like I'm at 85 or 90%, but I'm never 100. But on those cardio days, wow, I'm I don't want to say I'm immersed in my sleep, but my sleep quality is really good. So if you want to focus on recovery, which I think a lot of people should, because recovery isn't just recovery, right? When you sleep, that's when your body is going through its natural regen, right? And I say regen, like we're a video game character, but it's actually true, right? When we're when we're sleeping, that's when we are in the latest save town, right? That's where we're learning our skills, right? That's where we're leveling up our stats, right? That's sleep for human beings, right? That's when we rebuild our muscle. That's when we reconfigure our central nervous system. That's when we get that adaptive response to put on more strength, to put on more mass, right? So recovery, super duper important. I think it's probably more important than the actual training part, to be honest. I think you could be just a mediocre trainer, just doing whatever you want, but if you have great recovery, I think you'll get more out of it than someone who does great training with poor recovery. So, I did get a tip from someone watching. It's like, hey, some of the clips where you're working out, right? Because I try to incorporate that, so it's not just me talking, going there, me talking, coming back. But the clips are a little bit boring, and the quality wasn't that good because I kind of messed up the orientation, and I have to use a third-party software to flip it, and it's just a lot of work. But I'm gonna try to figure out how to add voiceovers, at least during it, so I can kind of talk about the lift, because I really don't talk about it, during, the car ride there, because I just don't remember what's on my programming. I kind of just make it, forget about it, and just follow it, right? That works the best for me. Not overthinking it, not trying to do too much, not trying to configure it and optimize it and make sure I have optimal. Let's just do it as hard as I can. Let's go up in reps. Let's go up in weight. Let's have better form. Let's engage more muscle. Let's build up that mind muscle connection, etc., right? And then if there's anything missing, next programming, I'll find something that's more catered to what I want, or more catered to what I need. But I'm gonna try and figure out how to do voiceovers. I use a free open source software. There is a paid version. It's like $300. So I'm gonna see if I could do voiceovers on it with the free version without upgrading. If I can't, then I might have to finagle like a voice recording, overlay it on, so it's not, it's just an extra step, but I'll try and figure it out. But today's push day. Damn it, I'm gonna be, I just mentally, I feel like I'm gonna be a little bit weak today, but so I'm gonna take it real easy, and I'm gonna try and get some clips. It's a Sunday afternoon, noon, literally at noon, so it might be a little bit busy, but we'll see. Best case, I can get maybe a couple of top sets in and then do a voiceover over that. But yeah, that's what's been going on with me. I will say, not being able to get your hair wet, or at least the head wet, for at least 2 days, and not being able to really shower, right? Like, of course I can shower, right? Like, I do the old, plastic bag, over my head, tie in the back, so, it's like a shower cap. But, like trying to avoid sweating too much, trying to avoid this and that, trying to avoid, getting really dirty, because, I gotta live with the dirty head for 2-3 days. It's actually really challenging. I feel kind of terrible, damn, I kind of miss a shower where I could just, get my hair wet, right? I could just sit underneath that little water fountain of just hot water. It just, damn, it's so refreshing. It feels so nice, and I miss it. But, so I'm gonna hit this workout and then go home and take care of my dogs first, and then eat, and then I can take a shower. All right, man, I'm gonna see you in there. I'm gonna try and get some clips. Oh, you know what? I have some old clips that I found when I was trying to get my first video out, and I ran into a lot of like tech issues, orientation issues, and stuff like that. But I'll show you guys a couple of those at the end of the clips, or maybe if I can't get any clips today, then I'll just show you those. But yeah, no, there's something that I was thinking about too, which I won't have too much time because I'm almost there. But so I don't deadlift, right? I don't really squat, or sorry, bench. I only really squat, right, out of the powerlifting movements, right? My bench has gone up because I think it was just so lackluster that now I'm up to, form, right? Now I'm up to the baseline, right? The starting spot. Cool. But my deadlift, I never really deadlift because I've always done all these stuff. Clean pulls, snatch pulls, heavy complexes, with straps, just the movement itself is different because I'm pulling, starting way down, and I'm literally standing up, scooping, exaggerating the extension with a little shrug at top, and then drop. So it recruits, I don't want to say more muscles. It kind of feels like it because there's all these technical aspects of where my knees have to be, where my arms should be, how tight the bar is, when I should shrug, how I should shrug, the angle of, the extension. It just feels like I recruit more muscles, but, I don't know if that's actually true. But I thought, man, all these really hard, right? It's really technical, right? Powerlifting is not as technical, but focuses more on strength, right? So the balance is different. And I was like, I'm gonna try deadlift. So I got a couple tips from a couple of big ass dudes in here that pulls like 500, 600, 700. And I got a clip of it, but first day I was pulling 160 kilos, 352, double body weight. I was like, holy fuck. Now, of course, I was really proud of myself, but then I was thinking, is this good? Is this bad? Like, man, like if this is my starting and these guys are pulling 700, man, like I feel like I'm way behind because I'm only 350, right? And putting on weight incrementally gets more and more difficult. So I was like, shit. But then I saw some videos of, other people, doing vlogs and fitness type content, and they were like, oh yeah, man, like my PR is gonna be, like 345, right? Blah blah blah. I was like, wait, I'm starting at 352. I'm starting at 160 kilos, and like looking back at the clip, it was smooth. I was like, am I strong or am I just overdeveloped in the lower half and under the, So I was thinking about that, but we'll talk more about it because I'm here and I gotta get a move on before more people come.
Look at me, finally managed to get a voiceover working. So here, I'm working on my warm-up, some W holds, kind of open up the shoulder. That's an area that's very tight for me, and it restricts a lot of my movement in the front squat, the clean, and the jerk. Followed by that, I use like the medium band, right? Not the one that's like super stretchy, but not the one that's like impossible to stretch. And I just go around and go from the front, go to the back. The trick with this is to really engage your scapula. So what I'm trying to do here is kind of move my scapula up, and then as my arm goes behind my back, I retract my scapula and I let everything glide, right? Because if your scapula moves, then that's a healthy scapula. And here I felt like, you know what, dude, I just got too lazy. I didn't want to cut that out, but all right, with the green band, this is like the second strongest one. Basically, I'm punching out with my hand right now, right? Like, and then I'm using my scapula and my upper back to kind of pull it back, right? I'm not trying to engage the biceps. I'm just trying to kind of rip open that scapula, open up the upper back, retract, 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 open it up, and retract. And usually I do maybe 8 to 12 on one side, and I swap over to the other side. I think it would be nice if I kind of increase the reps for it, but right now I'm using the mobility drill as a warm-up instead, which is working out fine for me. So I'm not going to do anything too crazy yet. Now this other one, I'm going to loop the band across my shoulder. I'm going to place the back of my hand into the small of my lower back, and I'm basically going to get a stretch, right? I'm using the band to pull my entire shoulder forward, and then I'm retracting that upper back with the scapula, with the rhomboids, right? I'm not trying to use traps, but I just want to give it a nice squeeze. And now I go to the bench. Now this is 2 of my working sets. This is 155 in pounds. I choose to use the competition plates because there's just more of them and they're more readily available around the gym. So here I felt kind of weak because the first 2 I really didn't go that deep, and you see how my core is struggling to kind of keep stable. and right there I start to feel fatigue in my triceps, which is one of my weak points I really need to improve, because it's not the chest, it's not anything else with any pressing movement, it is the tricep. Now this is the second working set where I do the exact same thing, but this time I'm wearing a belt because I hope that it helps me cue in how to breathe, how to kind of push against the belt to secure my core. That way my shoulder blade and my arch doesn't change, right? And on this set, I remember that on my previous set, I was really fast with dropping the weight down onto my chest before I press up. So this one, I try to slow it down a little bit, but still a little too fast. So that's something that I can work on. Now I wanted to mess with this. This is the, I don't even know what to call it, but this lets you get a deeper stretch because you can move your I guess your pec out more, so it gives it that really nice stretch. Unfortunately, the grip is a little bit wide for me, so I have some pinching in my shoulder, so this is not gonna be an effective exercise for me. I might do it sometimes with lightweight like that. I think that is 50 kilos, like 110 pounds. But next one, I moved over to, actually I was supposed to do overhead press, but I forgot to record, so here we go. The one after that is cable crossovers. Now I'm wearing a sweatshirt. It's kind of hard to see if I'm really getting the flex and getting the stretch, but I am. I think I prefer the cable crossovers versus the pec deck, but personal preference. Here I'm doing the last top set of my tricep pushdown. I think I'm pushing 100 pounds right there. So I don't think it's my medial head and my short head of my triceps that are much weaker. I think it's the long head. So I should probably program in a lot more overhead extension movements, like with the rope next block. And finishing it off with lateral flies. This is my warm-up set with 10s before I move on to 15s. I kind of like to crank these out as fast as I can because I feel the most fatigue in my shoulders and my delts that way. If I take like a regular amount of rest, 60 seconds, 90 seconds, I don't feel that fatigue, like I'm really, really pushing the deltoids to work. So I don't remember how many I go up to. I think 15. Yep, and I'm gonna pick up the 15 and I'm just gonna rip these bad boys out. Of course, I did say in my intro that I was gonna add a clip of me pulling 160 kilos for deadlifts. I think it's gonna come up right now. So form is okay. I was wearing squat shoes instead of flat shoes. There's much more to be desired for, but full pull and release. Hell yeah.
All right, workout complete. Got a little hiccup with the camera, but that's okay. So I stayed a little bit too long, but saw one of the guys I've never met, so I was chatting with him. But he gave me a couple good tips on where to find some entry jobs for IT that I was trying to get into. So definitely overstayed by like 20 minutes, but I got some good tips out of it, right? I got 2 good tips. I'm gonna follow up on them tomorrow. So well worth it. I'm sure by now, hopefully, fingers crossed, that I have gotten the clips in with the voiceover. So I'm not going to talk too much about the workout, but you know what? Let's use this as like a post-workout interview, right? During the clips, I'll talk about what I was doing and what I was feeling during. But let's do like a post, like analysis. So bench press, stability's not there. Having the belt helped because it helped me know when I was bracing correctly and bracing incorrectly. But strength is not there. Felt a little bit weak, but I was able to pinpoint the weak part of pressing for me is the triceps, especially in the bench press. So gonna work on the triceps. Overhead press, had some shoulder pain on the right side. My rack position in a front squat or like a clean and jerk position, like the rack position, there's something here that's going through my neck, through my shoulder, through my pecs to my bicep. So I think there's a knot in my pec that's pulling my brachii in, so I'm not be able to extend my shoulder out into a stable manner. So got to work on the mobility a little bit. I know what I do. I think was it cable crossovers afterwards? Yeah, cable crossovers, easy peasy. It's just got to get the squeeze, got to get the stretch, easy peasy. Tricep push down, felt good. The second working set, I really felt the triceps working hard. So instead of drop setting into the same push down movement, I felt a little freaky because I was thinking, hey, my triceps kind of weak, right? My short head, or like my short and my medial head is stronger than my long head, right? Because just of how the mechanics is. I was like, you know what? I'll drop set into a rope overhead tricep extension. Holy shit, I got fucked up. So definitely triceps is a weak point. After this cut into the bulk, definitely gonna target the triceps. I think triceps help the bench, help the overhead press, help any type of pressing, skull crushers, push-ups, I think it's super important. So then after that, the lateral raises, damn, I don't really have much of a shoulder. I feel like shoulders for me is the hardest to build up. Like I think biceps is super easy because I don't really even do biceps, right? I do like one bicep like every 3 days. So like 6 sets over a course of a week, right? My biceps are a lot more developed than my triceps or my shoulders or my, so gonna have to double down on the lateral raises, pump up the shoulders. But so not an ideal workout, but I am in a deficit, I am in a cut. So my goal is to not drop in strength. If I drop a little bit of mass, that's okay. Mass comes and goes, but strength is forever. So definitely exposed some weak points, but definitely cemented some strong points. So I am here. I'm gonna get, ooh, Jesus Christ, there's a lot of people here today. God damn, it's just what? Well, it is a Sunday, so all right. Gonna get a workout in. I'm gonna just incline treadmill, 10 degrees, 3-ish miles, and then just gonna get into a 500 calorie deficit, right? Might be 10 minutes, might be 50, might be 20, don't know. I'll have to see. But I think I'll think about some fun to talk about, maybe some like motivational related afterwards. So see you in a bit. All right, cardio done. Got a little crazy, but let's talk about cardio real quick. My bio tracker, it counts. So when I start a set, I press start set, and then when I'm taking a rest, I press rest, right? So now it knows which segment of my heart rate is when I'm under load and which one is when I'm under rest. So because I kind of have to film on the phone too at the same time, sometimes I just can't get the stop and the start at the same time, or sorry, at the right time. which also means sometimes, you know, if I forget to stop it, then, you know, that set includes the next rest break too. So, you know, instead of like a 45-second set, it turns into like 4 minutes or like three minutes or some shit like that. So it gave me like 430 calories. I know that's incorrect because just based off, you know, when I wasn't recording, it's closer to 250 to 300. So I went in there and I just did 150, about 15 minutes. I think once I'm lighter, it's gonna take me about 17 minutes to get 150, and once I'm near my goal weight, it's probably gonna be around 18-19 minutes to get to 150 calories. So right now I'm blessed that, you know, I'm a little bit heavier, so I actually burn a little bit more doing cardio, which is nice. But so now I should be around the 500 calorie deficit. Gotta get home because I really misjudged today. I gotta get home, I gotta get the dogs out, and I gotta get some work done quick. Nothing's due, just I want to be ahead by a week, so in case there's anything going on. But so juicy drama, bro. As I came out, I saw this, you know, this big guy. You know, I don't know what he is, like maybe Samoan, maybe, can't really tell, right? But he's a POC. You know, he was walking across, you know, to his car right through the parking lot. Of course, humans have right of ways, right? Even if the law says they don't, you really, you know, it's a guy walking across the street, right? Like not even a street, but like a parking lot to get to his car. It's pretty normal, right? You would just let the guy, like, oh, hey, you know, like, watch out, man. You know, like, don't be too absorbed in your phone, right? I almost, you know, gotcha. All right, go. Something like that. Normal people shit. But this guy, I don't know. Like, he was just walking across, and then the guy, like, ran up on him, and then just honked the shit out of him. And then that guy was like, what do you want? And I think there was, like, an altercation in the window. I think that guy might have flipped him off or called him, like, you know, some racist shit. And, man, that guy that almost got hit, that big guy, started running. Like, oh, come here, get the fuck out of your car, blah, blah, blah. And then that car got scared and circled around the entire plaza and came back. And then, of course, I'm a nosy bear. I fucking stayed outside in 30-degree weather just to watch, you know? So the car pulled around the plaza, right? And he thinks, okay, yeah, no, that guy must be gone. But no, that guy was in the parking lot, like, fucking searching for him, right? And then they confronted each other. They're kind of far away, and I was like, I don't know, man. Dude, I'm not trying to fuck around and get shot today, you know what I'm saying? I'll get shot for something worthwhile, but I'm not getting shot for this. So I just told, you know, some people, you know, the manager came out. I was like, yeah, man, I think they're gonna fight it out. So, you know, probably call the cops or whatever, you know, so people don't shoot each other. So, but hey, man, that was, saw some real life beef. But hey, it is what it is, man. People fucking angsty right now because it's so cold, right? It's kind of depressing. It's a little bit gray, right? It's gonna rain for like the next week, and it's gonna hail and sleet tomorrow. So people a little bit on edge, people a little bit angsty. So, but shit, that was crazy. That was crazy. Oh, so I wrote down like a couple bullet points last night. I was like, I should be a little bit more coherent, at least maybe sentence to sentence wise. I could really brush up on my presentation skills, my language skills, the charisma, the riz. But I think that will come over time as I get more comfortable, as I'm able to kind of string together words. You know, it's kind of like rap, right? Like you got 2 bars, but you gotta, you know, feel for the third, feel for the fourth. You know, yeah. So, but I wrote some stuff down. Totally forgot what I was gonna talk about. So instead, we got a little bit of time left. So let's talk about. So this was something that I learned fairly recently, like maybe in the last year. So I count that as fairly recently. But when you like achieve something, or when you want to accomplish something, or when you have achieved, like, let's say, part of your goal, and you talk about it with your friends and you brag about it, and that emotion, that energy, that drive for it, you're just like, hey man, dude, I got I got the first part of my whatever done, right? Like I got my the first part of my exam done, or like the first, or like like I'm on to like the technical like interview, right? I got through the right? I think it's great that you have support staff, you have people to talk about, but talk to. But I think if it's something good and you haven't fully grasped yet, don't say anything. Don't tell anybody. Don't even write it down. Keep everything to yourself, right? Because you know how negative thoughts kind of perpetuate more negative thoughts. It's like an endless loop, and you end up spiraling. Leverage that idea for good, for good things, right? For good events that's happened in your life, right? For something motivational, right? Keep it inside and let that perpetuate the next thing that you're gonna do. You're gonna be better at that. You're gonna be better at the one after that too, and you're gonna, right? Just keep it inside until you finally grasp whatever it is, right? When you get that job, when you get that promotion, guys, I did it. Cool. That's your baseline now, right? There's no more, blah 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 for that step. Cool. You can talk about it now. I just feel like when you talk about something that you haven't grasped yet, and you're like, dude, I've been taking a lot of steps, about to make moves, right? I'm about to take strides towards my goal, but you haven't reached it. Saying it kind of just lets out that idea, right? Like you feel like, oh, cool. Now it's not in my mind anymore, right? The grind mindset, right? The fucking or the fucking Kobe's Mamba mentality, right? It's gone because you just said it out loud, and it's it was circulating in your head, right? The motivational stuff, the let's get it done, the I got it, the confidence, right? It's all gone. You know what I'm saying? So I think you should just keep that shit in, right? Right? If people ask, be like, yeah, man, I'm doing good. Let me update you in a week, right? Like, let me update you in a month. Let me update you later. I'm still in the process, right? Just keep it to yourself. But with negative stuff, right? Damn, that guy wronged me. That guy slighted me, right? Just like that guy that almost got hit, in the parking lot. Man, that guy flipped me up. That guy was racist or whatever, right? That guy almost hit me. That negative thought, write that down. You know what I'm saying? Write that shit down. Or talk that shit out. Get it out of your mind, right? Once you've kind of taken this spool of whatever the fuck bad mojo, bad energy, bad vibes, right? And you compress it, you make it into words, you make it into thoughts, you make it into sounds, and you let it out. Cool. Now it's not in your mind anymore, right? Maybe you'll think back on it, but you're like, fuck it, whatever, bro. That was yesterday, right? Just, right? Talk about the bad shit, right? Of course, the caveat is, if you only talk about the bad shit with your friends, then it's like, your friends might get sick of it. So you got to find other outlets, like journaling, vlogging. Shit, my garage not opening. Talk to a therapist, a counselor, a forum, like write it into a short story. Just do something else. You know what I'm saying? Just let that negative stuff out. Keep that positive shit in, and just fucking let that shit build into more positive shit. So I'm gonna take the dogs out. I'm gonna try and fix up the voiceovers. I'm gonna try and just maybe like equalize the sounds, because I think the sounds might be a little bit fucked too. So, but yeah, no, tomorrow might sleet. So if it rains heavy and it's hailing, I'm not going outside. It's just not worth it. My car's rear wheel drive. Dude, I slide out in the rain. So if that happens, day 4 is going to be the day after. So it is what it is.